Grand Rising, beautiful people on the internet. Okay, I am here today to say no matter what you do in your life, honor your mother and your father. I always tell my children, you honor those who are older than you, who have age, who are your elders. You honor them. You honor your mother and father. And I strongly believe that I am 39 years old, and I can say to this day, I have never, ever disrespected my mother or my father. And I was telling my daughter earlier today, you have some moments where it's going to be hard. I mean, it's going to be hard to hold your tongue. My mother used to tell us, bite your tongue, because you don't know what you're going to say, and it might change your life. When I was growing up, of course, I grew up Christianity. So I grew up that you honor your mother and father, and your days shall be long on the planet Earth. So I stick to that, like it's embedded in my head. So I never ever disrespected my mother. I mean, you might face some adversities, you might face some challenges, you might face some things where you just like, oh my God, I cannot deal with her because she got a smart mouth. She disrespectful. She always talking to me any kind of way. She leave us, and she done left us, abandoned us, left us in the in places where we wasn't supposed to be, with people we wasn't supposed to be. But at the same token, you honor them. And so I was breaking it down to her, and I was explaining to her what happened to me when I was a kid that really wanted me, that it took me there to where I wanted to be disrespectful. I wanted to say some things that was on my mind, and I had to hold them. So you have to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And I had to hold them in spite of what she did to me. But I remember my mom. She was in a situation where she was going crazy, and my mom was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS when I was like 5 years old. So I was taking care of her the best way I could growing up in that problem and in that environment. It was really a struggle. But I say that to say this. In spite of what she did to get it or how she was, I never used that against her or held her, to that her circumstances. So I had a little boyfriend, and he used to come over my house, and he used to come and see me all the time, and he was just a cute little guy, and he was loving me. He didn't go to my school. I think he went to an alternative school, but he would wait for me to get out of school every day. He would be sitting on my porch waiting for me every day. So this particular day, I come home and he not on my porch, and I said, something ain't right about this, because he's always on my porch. And so then I just say, you know what? Maybe something happened. I don't know. Maybe he couldn't come over today. So I just go upstairs casually, and I thought, dang, I didn't see my mother in the living room. Where's my mom? Because my mother was really sick at this time. At this time, her brain was going through a lot. Like, she had been diagnosed with bipolar and all types of other stuff. When you have AIDS, you can have all types of other illnesses and diseases that will come along too to invade your body. So she was going crazy, and so I said she should be in the living room because she can't go out. I don't know where she would go and who would take her. So I was like, okay, well, let me just put my stuff away. So I had the whole top floor. I had 2 bedrooms up there. Nobody stayed up there but me. And when you first get up the steps, it's one room there. When you first get up the steps, that particular room, I used to leave the door open, and nobody really stayed in there. I didn't stay in there. I just put stuff in there. So then I had to go past the bathroom and then go to my room. And so when I get to my room, something just felt strange in the house. I said, what in the hell is going on? I got this feeling in this house, and it ain't right. So I put my stuff down, and I go back out my room. And so I'm going downstairs, and I said, well, let me go check that room, because the room door is closed, and it's usually not closed. I usually leave it open. So I go and open up the door, and bam, guess who I saw? I saw my mother having sex with my boyfriend. In that moment, it took everything out of me not to tell my mother about herself. All I could say to him, I asked him, I said, what are you doing? And he was like, it's not what it looks like. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I don't know what to do. I said, I don't know what to do either, because you just had sex with my mother and she got full-blown AIDS. And he bust out crying. He was bawling. He couldn't believe it. I said, you got to be more careful. And I wanted to tell my mother a thing or two, and I had to hold it. And I had to stay fast. And I said, it's okay. It's okay, not only because my mother didn't know any better because of her brain and her condition, but because that was my mother. And so, irregardless of what your parents do to you, I feel that you should never disrespect them. My dad wasn't there for me. He chose people over me. It was times where I had got put out one time. My grandmother put me out the house and all my stuff and my newborn baby. He was only like a month old. And she told me to get out her house and I couldn't come back. And I went to the payphone. I borrowed some money from somebody, 25 cents, went to the payphone. I called my dad's job, and he answered it. And I said, I need you. If I ain't never need you before, I need you right now. My grandmother just put me out the house. I have nowhere to go. I'm homeless. I need some help. And he said, all right, I'll call you back later. Now, how in the fuck you going to call me back? I'm calling you from a payphone. I'm telling you I've been put out. I got my newborn baby. And I'm fucked up. How the fuck is you gonna call me back? It made no sense. It was just the dumbest shit that I ever heard. But at the same time, in that moment, I respected my father. And so now I'm 39 years old and I know my days is gonna be long on this earth, no matter what happens to me, because I respect my parents. And I just want to tell y'all, no matter what, respect your parents. If you don't respect nobody else, I really tell you, like the elders, respect them. It's all in your good favor at the end of the day. So now I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm rich. I'm on my way to wealth, so my kids and my I don't want to say kids because those are baby Billy Goats, but my children's don't want and need for nothing. At the end of the day, I know it came from the respect that I give to my elders and to my because that's our past, and we want our future to be brighter. So from the past to the future is in that direction. So we want that direction to be brighter, healthier, and wiser. So we have to look up to our elders for that, and respect it plays a big part. So I just want to come and tell y'all that, and I'll talk to y'all later with another story. Until next time, bye.